now transitioned from the presentation in terms of how to use Seneca, and I highlighted some points in the presentation, and now we're going to look physically at how I use Seneca, literally from the bare basics into terms of how to creating accounts, in terms of how to using it, how to literally going into Seneca. It will be a very simple process, and I will show you guys how I do it as we go along in this video. In terms of the first thing is the fact that you have to type in Seneca Learning into the Google search, and when you go into Seneca Learning, you can go into this part over here. This segment is very important. You can see that how well adversed Seneca Learning is. You can see that teachers can use it for free, parents can use it for free. There's other certain things as well. But when I used Seneca Learning, we were one of the first few cohorts to use Seneca. We were at the stage where Seneca was just being introduced. We just had the first segment, it just had Seneca Learning on it. But now it's developed so much, and you can see that it's a free revision tool for GCSE and A-level exams. And it's an opportunity to join over 6.5 million students learning 2 times faster across 250 plus exam board specific A-level, GCSE and Key Stage 3 courses. So it's a great opportunity, a great learning environment to get a grade 9 in GCSE maths, as that's what we're looking particularly in this video. And you can see how difficult it is, comparing the fact that if you're looking at 6.5 million students, I assume that is the number of students taking a GCSE. I don't know the exact numbers, but it is a few million, so I don't know the exact million, to be honest, that's a rough estimate. But let's go inside how to use Seneca. So you go inside the website, and you can see over here, you can allow them to use cookies to understand how it can be improved. You can use that, and you can see over here there are some questions answered every single day. You can see the certain topics, such as it's proven to make you learn 2 times faster, the fastest growing homework and revision platform in the UK. You can see the reviews that some teachers and parents have made over here, and you can see how focused they are. So you guys can check this in your own time when you go into the Seneca Learning websites. Check these things along and see how really good it is compared, because it's not just a few students that are doing this. As they mentioned, 6.5 million students, and this is not just for GCSE maths only. It could be useful for all these subjects over here. You can see over here, such as English literature, you got food preparation and nutrition, sociology, Spanish. You can see the list goes on, but we're looking specifically at GCSEs, and in particular GCSE maths. But you can see over here, you can even go all the way down to Key Stage 2. So this is a very good platform, and I urge you guys to use this. And when it comes to signing up, this is a very simple process. You can choose your region if you need to. Look at this in 4 different countries at this moment in time, in UK, USA, Brazil and Mexico, but we're obviously part of the UK. So we're going to go into the sign up button. So we're going to click the sign up button over here, and let's go inside. So as we go inside, you can either continue with Google, continue with Microsoft, sign up with email, but I like to keep it in my Google account. So I'm going to continue with Google. I'm going to sign in, so I'm going to just put in a new account that is basically based on this email address on GCM Education. We're going to use that and then enter the password as well. So let me quickly enter the password, and we click next. So we've now moved into the next segments, into the Seneca Learning websites, and you can fill in the necessary items. You'll normally see like a pop-up screen asking what school you're from, like a 3-step process where you can move on to. But if we go inside, you can answer these things such as sign up, find your school, add 3 courses, answer 50 questions, solve 3 memories. It's like a challenge, and that's the good thing about Seneca. It suits guys like yourself. You're very young, and it's an opportunity to learn in a fun way, and it won't seem like revision. That's the best part about Seneca. Yes, you might have to find it sometimes strenuous, sometimes a little bit difficult, but at this moment in time, you guys are very young, and it's an opportunity to learn at a good opportunity, and a good way to learn for literally on a free basis, and at the same time on a fun basis as well. And that's the way I think, because the students right now, we're so entertained by a number of things. We can swipe on TikTok and change every 10 seconds, 15 seconds, there's a new thing popping up. The same with YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, so on. The world is changing in a way. So our attention span is decreasing lower and lower. So Seneca is a good way to learn. I mentioned the reasons why you should use Seneca. If you haven't checked that video out, I'll leave a card at the top of the screen, so you can check this video out another time, and you can save it to your watch later if you want to watch it another time as well. But that's a very good video indicating why you must use Seneca to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. And this video, as we're looking at, we're going to look at how to use Seneca. So since we're looking at GCSE Maths, we can go to the courses over here, and this is an opportunity for classes and assignments where teachers can get involved as well. That's something that I sometimes using when I teach the students as well. As a teacher, I can use this ability, and it's something that is free. It's very, very good to use. So we're going to look at GCSE Maths. So we can just type in GCSE Maths, and we should be able to see a course popping up. But if we do not, we can go to the courses section, or we can just click the add a course, and we can search for a course over here. So we can go to GCSE Maths. Let's hopefully see this pop up this time. It's taking some time to search for a course, but we'll have to wait for a little while, or we can just follow the things on the steps over here. So you can go to free, and we got the first thing that pops up here. I think you have to click one of these filters first, and then we can quickly go to it. Since we're looking at edexcel, for instance, and that's the board that I chose when I was doing my GCSEs, that's the board that the school chose for me. So edexcel is something that I recommend doing, and we can go into the GCSE High. We can add this course, and we can start learning. But something that you can recommend that you can see here, you can see Max edexcel A-Level Preparation Summer 2021. So if you look at this GCSE segment, you can go down and check what things you like. There's all sorts of courses at all sorts of moments in time, but this edexcel GCSE Higher course is what I recommend. So we can see over here, you can select your schools to join. I don't go to school at this moment in time. That's years that have went past me by now. So selecting your school to join, definitely choose a school that you choose, and you can have like a school leaderboard. You can use your memories, you can use it as an opportunity to have a competition, because as I mentioned at the start of this video, or if you haven't watched this video, it's how to have the secret mentality to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. So I'll give you a little hints of what I stated, but also show it at the top of your screen if you want to check this video out, or in the description in terms of the other videos, or in the playlist if you check my channel out. It's the secret mentality to get grade 9 GCSE Maths, and you have to get that into your mindset that you're competing against other students, and there are students all across the world, that are all across the UK, that are taking this GCSE Maths. So you have to have that in your mindset, and this itself shows the mentality. Seneca is very good. I think the key things that I demand from my students that I tutor, this is something that we can see. You can see that the students are competing with each other. As you can see here, I do assume that says Oxford High School. They are currently the highest position right now. We like to see the students fight with each other to get that competition, because imagine this was a running race, or imagine this was schools against schools, where you have the football competitions, the basketball competitions, the netball competitions, where schools face each other. Imagine it like that, but this is GCSEs, and you're facing the rest of the students, whether it be in your school or whether it be outside your school. And it's an opportunity to gain some memories as well. You can look around. This is like a fun element. This is the memes and gifs that we were talking about, where you can divert your brain at the end of a assignment, so you can choose where this particular place, where do you assume it is on the map. That's something that I was very enjoying when I was doing Seneca. I was using it at the very early stages of its developments. We were one of the first cohorts to take the GCSE Maths. That's something that we realized. It's something that I recommend to a large extent. We're going to look at one of these things. We can see here that we got courses here. We got number. You can use using numbers, fractions, decimals, percentages, this whole lots, literally the whole lots. And we can go to one thing, like if you're looking at triangular formulae, you can look at Pythagoras' theorem, trigonometry, sine, cosine rules, trigonometry and area, and this is the key segments, exam style questions. So it's a very, very interesting topic, this one. This is a very, very interesting opportunity to learn. There are topics that are there is stating 4.9.3, 4.9.4, and if you go to the edexcel specification, so if you type in edexcel, if you go to Google, and so you can see the screen. So if you're going to Google and we want to type in edexcel GCSE specification, which is something that we'll do a video later on in the future, how to use a specification to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. So if you go to edexcel specification and Maths GCSE, so we can get that right there and put 2022 so that we can see that as well. The specification is very, very important. If I could find this specification, that will be very interesting, but it's been a long time since I found it. I think it is this one. This is coming from a website. I assume this is coming from another external website, but there should be a specification. It's been a long time since I searched, but I do recommend teachers, my students to have a look at that. And in terms of specification, this is the one I'm looking for. And in terms of GCSE Maths, this is perfect. This is the one that you go to, and you go to the specification in terms of higher tier. So if you're going to look at higher tier, since we're going to get a grade 9 in GCSE Maths, this is the segment, numbers, and equations, formulae, and identities, so on and so forth. And if you look here, if you want to do a little bit of comparison, this is geometry and trigonometry. And if you go to Seneca Learning, if you go to the number 4, it's geometry, and it literally follows what is going on this side. If you look at number 5, vectors and transformation geometry, this is looking at, it's a real similar thing. It's literally based off this specification. If you look at the last part, number 6 is statistics and probability, and if you look at number 6 over here, it's statistics and certain things. They took it as 2 different segments, but you get the picture over here. Seneca is literally brilliant. I wouldn't recommend it highly enough. It's that useful. So we're going to look at how I would do a particular topic and how to look at those points I mentioned when I stated demonstration and secrets to getting a grade 9 in GCSE Maths. One thing I said, that do not look back and do not cheat yourself. That's something I mentioned in there. And to make the most out of the questions that are being answered.